Today, we, the representatives from KDLJ Management Consulting, is going to present a case analysis on Hasbro Interactive's downfall and recommendations to mitigate the problems. This is the outline of our analysis. The major issue we identified, which led to Hasbro Interactive's downfall, is the unclear business strategy. This led to two major problems, which are low levels of motivation and ineffective communication. The low levels of motivation is caused by the lack of three factors: strategic planning and decision making, leadership, and individuals' over-dependency on extrinsic motivation. The ineffective communication, on the other hand, is caused by the unclear strategy structure, employees' resistance to change, and the silo effect.
The first issue causing motivation problem is the lack of strategic planning and decision making. Hasbro Interactive adopted the bounded rationality type of decision making, which Clark defined as the process of constructing simplified models of a situation by extracting the essential features from the problem to reduce it to a level they can readily understand. However, this type of decision-making process is dangerous to adopt, especially on a decision as crucial as taking the revenue leap from $196 million to $1 billion in 3 years. This type of decision-making tends to disregard the level of complexity from a certain goal. It is evident from the case when Hasbro Interactive didn't properly analyze its capabilities and jumped directly to $1 billion revenue goal, despite the fact Hasbro was fully aware that they had a lack of managerial skills such as strategic planning, budgeting, and business performance management. Due to the insufficient analysis, companies stretch the goal beyond the employees' capability, which in turn lead to employees' demotivation and increasing performance. The lack of strategic planning can also be seen when Tom Dusenberry, as the president of Hasbro Interactive, undertook aggressive investment in 1999 without a clear multi-year roadmap to get the company towards its goal. As a result, he failed to properly optimize his resources within the company, which caused the over-budgeting, unsatisfactory working conditions, missing product launch dates, and encountering manufacturing delays. It is the lack of job crafting that hinders employees' sense of belonging toward the goal as a whole, making them see their job as a separate task rather than a collective whole. The second factor is leadership. Each individual has a unique personality which affects one's motivation. Motivation is often treated as a singular construct and influenced by personal experiences. To analyze the executive personality, we utilize Goldberg's Big 5 personality traits, which has solid standing as an important model of personality. Alan Hasenfeld, for example, has a high level of neuroticism, which led him to be a risk-taker and not afraid of taking new challenges. These are good traits for a leader, but he who lacks in conscientiousness led him to make disordered strategy and decision for the company. This imbalance in personality contributed to the unclear direction of Hasbro Interactive, particularly in determining a multi-year strategic plan in the effort of reaching $1 billion revenue. The situation was worsened when the people around Hasenfeld failed to complement his traits. For instance, Tom Dusenberry has a very optimistic personality, which leads toward his overconfidence bias, making him unable to judge Hasenfeld's goal critically. Moreover, being a person with high extroversion level makes him even more motivated to accept the challenge due to his personal desire to turn Hasbro Interactive into Hasbro's largest and most important division. It is because extroversion is closely related to one's inclination to seek stimulation from the outside world, more specifically in a form of attention. However, Dusenberry's confidence was in balance with his grittiness, meaning that he was unable to maintain his perseverance and passion for a long period. It is evident from his intention to look for career options outside Hasbro Interactive once the situation got tough. As a result, it affected his motivation and excitement to achieve the $1 billion revenue goal. Moreover, he also failed to provide feedback and evaluation to Hasbro Interactive right after the performance decrease. It led to an even more unclear directions, leaving the team members clueless. Thus, bad performance continued in the following year. The third factor is the overdependency on extrinsic motivation. According to Amabil, extrinsic motivation develops from employees longing to attain certain outcome apart from the work itself, such as monetary rewards and fame. This was consistent with the situation in Hasbro Interactive, which could be seen from the individual confidence and motivation that Hassenfeld and Dusenberry got from the acknowledgement of external parties like Wall Street. Besides, they evidently were also motivated by rivalry when trying to compete against Mattel's aggressive performance in 1999. Taking it to the social context, incentives were formed to stimulate employees' motivation in reaching the $1 billion revenue. However, the reward and bonus system failed to develop employees' intrinsic motivation because when the goal is highly challenging, a task and bonus rewarding system can only decrease level of performance. Once people don't receive the desired rewards, their self-efficacy declines, and so does their performance. It is in line with what's happening in Hasbro Interactive, when company performance leveled off for the first time in 1999 and automatically affected employees' reward for that year. Workforce performance continuously decreased on the following year as a result of an over-reliance on extrinsic motivation to boost employees' performance.
The second issue, which contributed to the downfall of Hasbro Interactive, is poor communication. The overlapping organizational structure between Hasbro and Hasbro Interactive caused much complications in communication. This leads to the lowered levels of trust among stakeholders. When trust in a company is absent, stakeholders are not willing to invest their time and/or money into Hasbro and Hasbro Interactive. One prominent example of miscommunication from our case analysis would be that of the Burger King and McDonald's. Hasbro had already an existing monopoly promotion with McDonald's when Hasbro Interactive initiated a monopoly promotion with Burger King. One of the causes resulting in the lack of communication between Hasbro and Hasbro Interactive is the unclear reporting structure. Dusenberry had high aspirations for the growth of Hasbro. His high level of openness and low level of neuroticism led him to being a risk-taker. These are good traits for a leader, but him, who lacks in conscientiousness, led him to make warped strategies and decisions for the company. He claimed that little interaction was required between Hasbro and Hasbro Interactive, because several insiders familiar with the existing brands had transferred to Hasbro Interactive. However, communication needs to be consistent and transparent at all times. Effective and constant two-way communication is vital for employees to understand each other, and it provides insight into how the business is running. The formal reporting structure had also suppressed employee voice. Top leaders like Dusenberry was given authoritative power to make decisions for all operational evaluations. Hence, employees like Al Varesha, who were serving as the Vice President of Manufacturing and Operations at the initial stage, did not have a chance and may be reluctant to voice their opinions when they know that their voice would not be considered in the organization's decision-making process. Varesha's voice is furthermore inhibited due to his conserved personality. Based on Varesha's personality traits, he is high in conscientiousness and agreeableness, but low in all other aspects. Varesha is a leader with an introverted personality, as introversion reflects traits of passivity, reservedness, and being quiet. A study by Jeffrey Kessing in 2014 explains that one of the most common reasons seen in the past literatures on the reluctancy to speak up is the fear of retaliation. This may be an explanation of Varesha's actions of only raising his concerns about the $1 billion revenue target after he gained the power and position of being the CFO of Hasbro in 2000, shortly before the downfall of Hasbro Interactive. Another factor which contributed to the communication problem in Hasbro and Hasbro Interactive stems from Jackie Dyer. Dyer did not properly communicate her change intentions, which led to the divided confidence in the corporate leadership. Dyer failed to enlist a volunteer army because she unsuccessfully developed people's excitement towards the change, while in fact, large-scale change can only occur when a huge number of employees drive towards the same direction. As a result, change implementation change implementation was not welcome at Hasbro Interactive and is even described as a disaster by Dusenberry. This failure to generate mass support existed because Daya failed to articulate a strategic vision and failed to relay her intentions of the importance of the strategic communication. The strategies Daya implemented did not seem to benefit the well-being of the employees and furthermore were perceived to dampen innovation and creativity. The third factor which contributed to the communication problem is the silo effect. The silo effect in business refers to the lack of communication and cross-departmental support, often found in large companies. Teams work only on their own goals, often ignoring the needs of others, and information gets lost in the middle. This is evident in Hasbro Interactive through multiple situations, where the divisions did not find the need to consult and interact with each other. For example, when Hasbro Interactive personnel do not believe in the need to consult with Hasbro as they think that they know what is going on the brand. This is a consequence of the miscommunication of the organization's strategy and resulted in ineffective teamwork due to the absence of trust. Having looked at the issues leading to the failure of Hasbro Interactive, what could be done to prevent a repeat of this failure? Based on the issues highlighted, 3 areas of recommendations were developed. These 3 areas are the creation of a company vision, mission, and values, building a culture of open communication in Hasbro, and incentives. The first set of recommendations focus on the vision, mission, and values of Hasbro. In general, these items serve as guiding principles for Hasbro. As we saw on the issue of motivation, different stakeholders will have different ambitions and goals. A set of overarching guiding principles will increase alignment across Hasbro and its business processes. The vision for Hasbro is an aspirational statement of the company as a whole. The vision should incorporate the long-term goal of Hasbro. A possible vision for Hasbro could be to become the leading developer of entertainment products for families and young children. While the vision is an aspirational goal, the company mission defines what Hasbro's purpose is. It is a broad-level look at what kind of company Hasbro wants to be and how its business should be conducted. A suggested mission for Hasbro is for it to be an innovative company aiming to create fun play experiences for children and families. Hasbro's corporate values are a set of basic principles that form the basis on which business decisions are made. As a toy manufacturer, the suggested values for Hasbro would be innovation, sustainable product development, high standards of product safety for children, and continued commitment to core products. According to goal-setting theory, goal-setting influences individual behavior through the psychological processes of directing attention, simulating effort, persisting in the effort, and finding ways to do the task well. A well-established mission, vision, and value statement is highly effective in motivating and provides a clear direction to all the employees in Hasbro. Furthermore, by crafting these statements, Hasbro would be able to create a strong culture where employees can be highly motivated by the colleagues around them. These are formal statements that should be communicated all within the organization and translated into everyday decisions and actions. The next set of recommendations relate to the communication culture within Hasbro. The broad objective of the recommendations in this section is to encourage greater communication within Hasbro across all functions, departments, and levels of the company. In terms of engagement, there needs to greater openness. Employees at any and every level should feel empowered to communicate their honest opinions. The culture of an open, honest communication must be built from the top. Managers should invite and encourage the staff to speak their mind within reasonable limits. Allowing employees to express themselves is only half the equation, however. Managers must be accepting of feedback and actively listen to and engage employees. In order to further foster open communication and elicit feedback, it may be feasible to set a formal grievance channel for employees, including an external managed platform alongside internal reporting arrangements. Another aspect of increasing communication is the management of the grapevine. In Hasbro Interactive, It was noted how the unrealistic target of $1 billion revenue was a rumor that spread throughout the division. When such misinformation is repeated through the grapevine, it could eventually be perceived as inaccurate if left unchecked by management. Nonetheless, the grapevine can have benefits for management. It could be used as an informal channel to obtain feedback and increase the level of engagement experienced by employees. An additional benefit of the grapevine is that it serves a means for employees to interact and develop relationships in the workplace. Water cooler talk enables employees to catch up on both work and personal matters. This will break down functional and divisional barriers within Hasbro and reduces the build-up of the silo effect. To sum up, the grapevine is a powerful communication channel that requires careful and selective management. The final set of recommendations pertain to incentives and rewards for staff. While extrinsic rewards such as general compensation can be easily designed and implemented, humans are complex creatures that require intrinsic motivation as well. We believe that to motivate people, we need to understand their underlying needs, goals, and aspirations. Maslow's reaction against behaviorism was to insist that human actions are motivated by certain universal needs. Thereby, we have chosen to use the humanistic approach where we focus on using intrinsic factors to motivate individuals' behavior in Hasbro. In that respect, the workplace environment can have a substantial influence on employee motivation. Hasbro must be able to attend to their non-financial well-being as well. To increase well-being, Hasbro should foster social interaction amongst employees through team building and cohesion activities, provide fair and constructive appraisal to employees, some level of autonomy, and create an enjoyable physical environment. As a toy company striving for innovation, Hasbro can consider adapting the approach taken by technology firms and allow for some level of play at work. This will not only enhance employee satisfaction, but also spur creativity and innovation. On the side of financial rewards, Hasbro should have fair but not excessive compensation packages. Hasbro should not allow itself to be subjected to labor market changes by inflating wage packages, but seek to attract staff through non-financial incentives as well. Another issue to keep in mind is that inequality in extrinsic rewards may cause distortion in an individual performance. The widely cited equity theory by Stacey Adams stated that individuals often compares the effort that they invested in a job with the reward they receive and are motivated to maintain an equitable exchange relationship. Any perceptions of underpayment will have negative impact on performance. Thus, Hasbro should ensure there is distributive justice in determining the rewards, and it must strike a balance between performance and transparent performance measurement. This is our proposed timeline for our recommendations. Firstly, we strongly recommend Hasbro to start crafting their company mission, vision, and values within 6 months once everyone fully understands the organizational structures and intended strategies. Cultivating the grapevine, on the other hand, requires an immediate action, but an ongoing management process within the organization. Thirdly, developing an effective orientation program requires tremendous amount of time and effort. Therefore, we suggest to put this into practice approximately after 1 year. In conclusion, we have identified 2 critical issues, motivation and communication, that has caused the downfall in Hasbro Interactive. Top management poor strategy plan and decision making, differing leaders' personality, and employees' over-dependency on extrinsic rewards have led to low levels of motivation among the employees. Communication issue, on the other hand, is driven by unclear reporting structure, employees' resistance to change, and the silo effect. To address these issues, we have proposed 3 recommendations for Hasbro. Firstly, to create Hasbro Interactive's company vision, mission, and values, build a culture of open communication, and lastly, provide incentives to employees to increase motivation and work morale. We believe these recommendations would help Hasbro to avoid the occurrence of such issues in the near future. Thank you.